This is Mark Gunn, and you're listening to TeeVo and the Beard.
Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see it, but I am TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
Yes, and we're going to have a lot to talk about with our shows today.
Not as much as next week. I'm thinking next week we might have to do a two-parter or something.
Yeah.
Because we're winding down on the season, so it's not like at the beginning, ideally, where we would have talked about the beginning of each show,
right?
Season, all four of them, or five, whatever.
Yeah.
We're wanting into like the nitty-gritty. So
yeah, we got stuff
we
going
need
on.
time, so viewers, listeners, you might get double dose next week.
Yes, and of course that's what they want.
Exactly.
They want twice as many of us.
But first, I thought I'd bring some announcements along the way.
All right.
One personal. One of our dedicated listeners got engaged. Chris!
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's a really huge thing for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's...
For those listeners who do not know Chris, this is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a very big deal.
We want to congratulate you.
We're very happy for you, and come on the podcast, and you can tell us how... You can try to sell us on Gotham. We'll let that'll be our engagement gift to you, is we'll let you talk about Gotham without sneering too much.
We'll try to be serious about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying we won't sneer at all.
Well, but it is your job to really sell it.
Yeah.
Because if you succumb to our insults of Gotham, then obviously it's not that great.
And telling us to skip season 1 and start midway in season 2 is not selling it.
Yes. So, don't do that. If you succumb to it, then you have lost.
But even though you have bad taste in shows, you have great taste in women. So
yes, congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Now on to pop culture news-ish, geeky side. So Marvel did a number this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've announced shows, directors, and released a trailer for a show. Did you catch any of that?
I did not. The biggest thing I caught was something very minor, and that's that Doctor Strange is coming to Netflix next month.
Well, then you should watch it.
Yeah.
That's just that on that news.
I'm going to go slip into the future real quick, go watch it, and then I'll come back.
He could do that.
I know, right?
But, so, let's start off. Marvel's New Warriors.
Okay, yes.
That is Squirrel Girl's show.
Yeah.
And they have announced the roster characters they're going to use.
Okay. Because I knew Squirrel Girl was getting a show.
Yes. They've announced the roster. They're in the process of casting.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about the New Warriors. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to an interview with Kevin Feige, head of Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
And he says sometimes the whole point is that you didn't watch it. We want to introduce you to these things, like
i.e. Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's exactly what he was talking about, because there was a lot of pressure in the first Guardians not being a well-known, product.
Right.
And he was like, well, I'm not relying on people who know this stuff. I want to introduce it to people who don't know this stuff.
Right.
And with the TV shows, like the New Warriors, I've only heard of Squirrel Girl.
That's the same here. And a couple, minor characters within her world.
Speedball is in it. I've kind of heard of him. There's a guy named Microbe, Night Thrasher, Mr. Immortal, and Debris. Don't know who you are.
You've lost me on.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. And I'm guessing they're going to do it more as on the comic slants.
Yes. This show, and the next show I'm going to talk about, is on the network called Freeform. Used to be ABC Family. So already you can kind of tell, okay, well, they're going to be funny, and they're going to be more for the young adult, teenage audience. And that's good.
Yeah.
That Marvel expands their taste. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposedly for people who watch primetime television.
Right, yeah.
In primetime.
Yeah.
Which is great. You have the Netflix side for people who want a lot grittier stuff. You have the movies for the whole wide audience. Right. And now this is well, how about the younger stuff?
Yeah. And then you have the 11 million cartoons that are out
for
kids.
So that's that. They did release Cloak and Dagger, the trailer.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
Well, sir, if we pause the video, I will show you and we'll get a general reaction.
All right, so we're going to...
That's why my phone has not been on airplane mode.
We are doing this in real time here, and I'm going to watch the video and then be right back.
So what did you think?
I was not expecting that.
Okay.
No, for one, I didn't know that one was also freeform there.
Yes.
Because that looked like something, when you first start the trailer, it looks like
There's nothing a superhero.
Right, it looks like a CW show, like a Pretty Little Liars or something, something like that.
And I think that's, they might be going for that. range of an audience.
Well, that looks like something that would definitely get the 16 to 25-year-old female audience watching it there. No, I like that Marvel's taking these, B and C list comics or the lesser known comics and doing something with them. And it's like you own this property, make something with it.
Yeah, and they're not all trying to make them A-list squad.
Right.
I mean, they obviously did a huge gamble now turning the Guardians of the Galaxy into now the A-list squad.
Yeah.
But, the fact they're doing stuff with people, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this might not be everything I want. I might have critiques on the show because, I'm sorry, listeners, I am not a 16 to 25-year-old girl, but I will still enjoy it for the fact that I'm watching a Cloak and Dagger show.
Yeah. Or it could be something like Riverdale where watch an episode or two, completely not for us. It's fine. We're the type of people that it's fine that it exists.
Yeah.
We're not going to criticize it for existing. Somebody's going to be out there watching it.
Yes, like Gotham.
Like Gotham. Yeah. But we don't criticize, Gotham itself. We criticize people for watching it.
Yes.
But only the people we know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lastly, for the Marvel, so they finally, this is a big deal for me, they finally have the director for Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And a little controversy right now. Not with me, but
yeah.
Of course everything has to, because it is being co-directed by a man and woman.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people, like with the writing, it's written by two women.
Okay.
A lot of people wanted a female director.
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was upset for a microsecond. Because I did not know, because it says Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden. And it's like, well, that's two random people. At first I thought, did you just pair up two random people? No, they work together. They have done 5 movies together.
Okay.
So it's a team. They make a team. So I was like, oh, well, if they had the best pitch, then let's roll with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing with having, this whole squabble between male directors, female directors, that sort of thing. It's like, whoever comes in and does the better job, it doesn't matter. If a female directs Thor, fine. If a male directs Squirrel Girl, fine. As long as they, do something good with the character there, and give us a good story.
Yeah. Like I said, I was mad for a microsecond because I thought in some way they just said, we liked you two separately. Yeah. How about we put you together?
It's like they put names in a hat and it's like, here you go.
Exactly. No, they did not. They they were an established duo.
Okay. Have they ever done anything comic book related before?
No, but I think that's really cool.
Okay.
Marvel has gotten people who haven't tackled the genre.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, but overall, I like to think that they screen people who gave the best pitch. Yeah. And they've done a lot of indie movies. Okay. Most notably one where Ryan Gosling got nominated for an Oscar. So, they know how to work with each other. Right. And that makes me happy. It's like, then if you're a team and you clearly work together, and supposedly if Marvel hired you after months and months and months of, teasing us with directors, then I think you're good. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. And like with anything we always say, we're going to wait to see what the finished product is, because we don't have any say over what goes on. So people can get online and they can hem and haw as much as they want, but that's not going to necessarily change anything. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's that.
At least they're moving along with it.
They are moving along, and it's still, much like Marvel, they keep saying, we'll see her in her own debut movie. Yeah. But they're really coy about, but is that the first time we're going to see her? Right. Or are we seeing her in the Avengers? Yeah. But then again, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy comes out from when we are talking about today. Mm-hmm. It comes out in 2 weeks. Right. It really took them till now to just say that Sylvester Stallone is in the movie. Yeah. When if you go on the internet, they've caught pictures of him on set. Mm-hmm. Marvel's in the mum about. They're like, we know he's in it. Is he?
Yeah, right.
Or is he just,
It's like talking to a philosophical major or something like that. It's like, did you see him?
Or unlike DC is like, is he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Here's the whole script. Here you go.
You're going to see it, right?
Yeah. Please watch us.
Watch all the trailers. Yeah. Wow, you gave everything. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like Marvel is like I think I touched on it last week. Mm-hmm. I still don't know what Guardians of the Galaxy is really about. The new one. And that's great.
We know it's going to have Little Groot in it.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to have action and comedy.
And Kurt Russell.
And Kurt Russell.
They haven't even shown Stallone.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, the movie's about to come out. Just watch the movie.
Yeah.
And there's more mysteries. Like, it's a 2-hour, 15 movie. They've given us 3 trailers.
Yeah.
And most of them show the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah, Marvel's getting really good about that. Like we talked last week about the Thor trailer. And I think it's a Disney thing because I've watched the Star Wars trailer so many times.
Yes. Sorry, Star Wars.
I can't give away the number of times that I've watched that trailer,
but sorry, Star Wars. I almost forgot about that one.
No,
a lot happened this week.
Yeah. No, I can't forget that one because
let's move on to that. Yeah. That's a good segue.
Yeah.
Unintentional segue, but we're going with it.
Oh, yeah, that's almost what we should have named the podcast here. Unintentional segue.
Yes. So, yeah, it really is because you're watching The Last Jedi trailer.
Yeah.
And you get so much, yet you don't get anything.
Right, yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
It's like, obviously, Rey is training.
Yes. Obviously, she's still alive.
Yeah.
And Luke.
Yeah.
And, as far as we know, Finn is still alive, just not conscious.
Yeah.
I hope he's not, unconscious half the movie.
Right.
I'd love to see him, do stuff.
And Poe is still alive.
Poe is still
running.
Alive. Yes. What he does best, apparently.
Yeah. And there's ships in it, and it's...
Kylo Ren's holding his lightsaber.
Yeah.
We know that Captain Phasma's not dead.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I liked her.
Yeah. Finally do something with her besides give her, one line.
Yes. But the only real concrete thing we got was, it's time for the Jedi to end.
And I love that line because here's my thinking.
Okay.
That's not the whole line.
Right.
I think that he says he continues talking after that. And they cut it like that for the trailer.
Well, yeah, and if you remember this whole, remember the Civil War last year? There was that line that Robert Downey Jr. said, "You just started a war." He never says that.
Yeah.
It's for the trailer.
Yeah, so I think they're going to keep "It's time for the Jedi to end"
but
line. But it's going to be "It's time for the Jedi to end this battle or end this something."
And naturally, there are people who already have many guesses of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I, kind of think a little bit too. But, I'm just a little bit like the Marvel. I was like, you know what? It's going to come this year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to like it. I'm pretty sure I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it roll.
Well, see, when the prequels came out, I was deep into Star Wars, expanded universe, all this stuff. So I had all these thoughts, theories, and in hindsight, I wonder if a lot of that made the prequels even worse than they already were to me because I had all these expectations, all these hopes, and
I probably say
theories.
So. It's like when people who are deep into source material of anything, the adapted material is never going to live up.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas if you just kind of go, you don't have to be numb to the source material,
right? But
you just go in, just watch the new thing.
Yeah,
it's a different version.
Yeah. So in my old wiser years, I've come to make less.
Well, I think it also helps that for Star Wars, they've already said straight up, "Oh, the expanded universe is gone. Yeah. We're not doing it."
Yes.
So if you're wanting that, please keep reading them because we're not doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that helps.
If it doesn't have the Disney logo on it, it doesn't count.
I think that helps for that.
Yeah.
But
even reading online stuff, I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because people can say anything. A lot of stuff sounds cool. Of the one thing, and I try not to read a lot of the one thing I did read, that there's a really awesome 4-way lightsaber battle.
Okay.
Between Snoke, Ren, and Luke and Rey.
Okay.
If that happened, I would love it.
Yeah. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
Yeah.
We have the stuntmen.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Yeah.
So if that's real, let's go.
Yeah. And it will be better than the Yoda Count Dooku thing that happened.
But you know what? In 2002, that was still pretty cool.
That was. Yeah. That's one where if you rewatch it, though, it does not stand... The special effects do not stand up that well.
But back in 2002, in the theater, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there like that.
Before we get into the shows, the one thing that we've been meaning to talk about the past 2 episodes now is the Batgirl movie.
Yes.
That more than likely, possibly, is definitely maybe coming out.
Yes.
Eventually.
But I did see that Joss was at the Guardians premiere last night.
Okay.
I'm surprised Marvel invited him.
Yeah, right.
and naturally they asked him about that, and it sounds like he is going to do it.
Yeah. Now I've been trying to think of who would make a good Batgirl.
And funny you say that because they did, kind of try to pinpoint the question of who he's thinking.
Right.
And he's actually thinking of a lesser known person.
Okay.
And,
And see, that's what I was going to assume there.
but much like what they've been doing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I have thoughts on who could be, but overall, my only wish is that they ignore all the top 5 actresses articles for Batgirl.
Yeah.
Because all of them have 18-year-olds to like 25-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And while that's hunky-dory for a poster,
Yeah.
if your Jim Gordon is J.K. Simmons,
Yeah.
and your Batman is an older Affleck,
Yeah.
your Batgirl should be not as old as Batman.
Now you say that, but Wonder Woman is going to take place 100 years ago in her movie. This one could take place in like 90s or something like that.
It could. But I don't think so.
No.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. But it is.
It's a possibility,
possible,
but I like to think they're going, let's just continue with the timeline.
Because I cannot think of anybody necessarily that like main actress that I can think of to
That
play
you want.
Batgirl. Now I would love to see Emma Stone as Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
But I can't see her as Batgirl.
Yeah.
So it's that Garfield Tobey Maguire problem.
Yeah. Same here in a sense. Like, I don't know who I want.
Yeah.
That's just like, I just don't want it to fall in that age range. Because I remember one article said Chloe Moretz. I was like, no. Unless Jim Gordon took a long time to have kids.
Right, yeah.
I mean, which again is a possibility.
Yeah.
But, come on.
Mm-hmm. So.
I think someone in late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, definitely.
And that gives kind of the appropriate age gap for someone of J.K. Simmons' look to have children and, Affleck's Batman to, have time to train this person.
Yeah. Now, if you want to use a younger actress, do flashbacks, something like that within in the movie.
Or if you want a younger actress, like maybe it's more than one Batgirl.
Yeah.
So. Because, there have been more Batgirls, and there is the Barbara Gordon, but there are other ones, and they could hint at future ones.
Yeah.
That's fine. But to have someone like Chloe Moretz play Barbara...
the math doesn't work.
And again, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Especially for DC, but don't want that.
And also, we don't know when... she could be 25 or 30 by the time this movie comes out.
She could.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she is one of those people that looks eternally young.
Yeah.
I mean, Chloe Moretz, that's a great thing for you.
Right.
But, when you still look like Hit Girl.
That's true, yeah.
Just with boobs.
Right.
But essentially, you're still Hit Girl.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, before we get into the main events, to the iZombie and...
Yeah, and S.H.I.E.L.D.
And
the last
S.H.I.E.L.D.
week, we're going to talk about just those two.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to steal another one of Anna Faris' tricks.
All right.
Because you don't own...
the tricks.
All the tricks. You don't own the property of making up characters.
But if you do own them, then come on our show and...
Come defend yourself.
Yeah.
Anna Faris.
Or send Sims. Yeah.
So,
oh, no, we know you're busy. You got mom and all that.
We're going to... Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So we're going to do an original character. This is Art.
Okay.
Short for Arthur.
Okay.
And he is only here as a temporary co-host because sometimes, as listeners know, I am on secret missions.
Right.
So Art is here to fill the void.
Okay.
And we're going to pretend like TeeVo, am currently on a mission right now.
Okay.
And Art is here to take over the rest of the episode.
Okay.
And
so Art's going to be talking about the shows?
Art's going to be here with you.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Well, welcome back to TeeVo and the Beard here. Of course, I'm the Beard, and TeeVo is on a super secret, top secret mission right now, so we have a special guest. His name is Art. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. I have a question.
Well, first, you're going to have to speak a little bit louder.
Hi, I'm Art.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Do you work for NPR?
I didn't actually watch these shows.
Okay. Did TiVo tell you what we do here? Have you ever listened to us?
No, but I am a fan of what you do.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you know that I actually have never seen iZombie.
Okay.
Nor did I watch this week's episode, so it's not gonna be a problem.
That may be a big problem.
Now, so is this like an Apple product show or something?
No, not even close. I can see where you can get that though, because when the comics came out, that's when Apple was doing real big with iMac, iPad, iPhone, all that. So they took the little lowercase I for iZombie there, but
So what? It's like The Walking Dead or something.
not quite. It's a rom-com zomdrom. So it's got a little bit of funny to it. It's got a zombie as a main character. It's got a few zombies now. And it's kind of a crime procedural at the same time. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's a good show. It doesn't really follow the comics, but that's for the better part.
Wait.
Yeah.
What? There are comics?
Yeah. Vertigo, a company owned by DC, did.
Vertigo what?
Vertigo.
Vertigo what?
It's just the name of the company. Don't worry. Don't worry about that.
So should I read the comics?
I think they're actually pretty good. You can't read. It's one of those things though where you can't read it thinking about the show. So since you haven't seen the show, that'd be perfect.
What else are we talking about?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. I heard that show is terrible.
How did you get into the office here? How did you get into these headquarters?
Because I heard from people that...
You heard from the wrong people.
What?
You heard from the wrong people if you heard it's
Now,
terrible.
I love this show because right now, I know you're thinking I don't know anything about comics. Well, I watch Riverdale.
Okay, so for our listening audience, you can't see the death glare that I just gave Art here. You know that Riverdale is not really based on a comic; it is based on just characters.
No,
and then they're bastardized for the TV show.
No, I read Archie.
Yeah,
and they are using those characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, those are the characters. They're the same names, a lot of the same physical descriptions.
Can we talk about Riverdale?
No, we cannot.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna point out to the audience here that I am really happy because coming back soon is Gotham.
Where did TiVo find you? What return?
But it has it has Batman. I thought we liked Batman here.
Well, we do like Batman. It doesn't have Batman. It has.
I disagree.
You disagree?
How
many episodes has Batman been in Gotham?
All of them.
None of them.
All of them.
He was not Batman when he was 12 years old. He is little Bruce, whiny Bruce Wayne.
I beg to differ.
You can beg all you want, but that is all he is.
And
the ages don't even match up for the bad guys to, Bruce.
Well,
most
that just shows you when he puts on
all that should be dead.
Well, that just shows you when he puts on the suit finally. That he has a rapport with all of them.
But no, what I'm saying is that a lot of them should be dead by the time he puts on the suit. Or at least in the villain retirement home.
I think you're over-exaggerating these things.
Okay, well, they should at least be retired from villainry.
I think you're being mean to other shows here.
Well, no, they're like... If you ever listen to our show here, you could see that there are shows that we really like. There are shows that only I like Legends of Tomorrow. And then there are shows that we just cannot get into, such as Riverdale, Arrow, and Gotham.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm even here.
I'm starting to wonder that too, because we talk about Supergirl, The Flash, iZombie, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I watch Powerless.
Oh, that's a good show.
We can agree about that?
We can definitely agree about that. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, Powerless is good.
All right. And scene. That is art. That's art for now.
Art was about to get physically thrown out the door.
I plan to use art if we ever have a guest.
Yeah.
But I wanted to test art with just you.
Oh, yeah. No, I would love to use that with the guests there, especially if we can get Saran on the show.
Oh, yeah. But anyway,
but we just won't tell him your art until we're into the actual conversation.
We're gonna start out as art.
Yeah.
So I know now we usually do a little musical break.
Yeah.
Because we're about to get into heavy spoilers, especially tonight.
Yes.
With S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say it before we even do what we're planning to do. If you haven't watched S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Stop everything.
yes.
I mean, like everything. Not only stop the podcast. If you're driving, stop that. If you're washing clothes, dishes, whatever, stop it
Yes.
and go watch it.
Yes.
Use the ABC app. Use Hulu. Use whatever, and then come back.
Yes. But you wanted to make a special announcement.
Yeah, I just
Another one, really. We made a few.
yeah, we're 40 some odd episodes in now. 2 seasons. I've done many things on YouTube. I've tried attempted to do a podcast before. This has been my most successful venture.
Yes.
Thanks to you. And we have 12 subscribers now.
One new one?
Yes, we have our dedicated dozen, including our Etsy girl.
Yes.
I can't think of her full screen name.
Nicole!
Nicole, yeah.
I just know her name's Nicole.
There we go.
So thank you for listening to us.
Yes.
And one thing I want to point out that I don't know if you got a chance to look at her Etsy shop.
I did, yes. Everything is impressive on there.
If you notice that the Flash and the Reverse Flash hat she makes, they are more the traditional, where like the lightning bolt sticks out.
Right.
And she was nice enough to take my personal request to make it more of the CW one.
Okay.
And as you saw, mine has like the circle emblem and the Reverse Flash logo.
I did think that I couldn't find yours on there, so yeah, that's nice.
I personally requested.
You have a custom one.
It is custom. It is custom to exactly Matt Lesher. And unintentional segue to Matt Lesher.
Yes.
This week we are on fire on social media.
Yes.
I will let you go first.
So on Twitter, if you follow us on there, you'll see that we got retweeted by Clark Gregg and the official Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter page, and Jason O'Mara liked one of our tweets. So yes, we appreciate all of you guys.
Is this the first time Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. member has recognized you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I personally had...
Well, Jason McGowan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zach,
excuse me.
Sorry.
Don't know why I have Jason on the brain.
You just said Jason O'Mara.
Yeah.
I think before season 3, I personally had Elizabeth Henstridge, Luke Mitchell, the guy who played Lincoln, and Chloe Bennett, like a dub smash I did of Simmons.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you'd like, I will share these with you guys.
Yeah.
But this week, going back to Matt Lesher, so on my personal Instagram, I want to say thank you, and I'm sorry to Matt Lesher. Thank you, because I posted a comment, and he liked it.
Yeah.
He posted something about how visual effects on TV is great because they can do stuff like make him get erased from existence.
Yeah.
And I posted something in vain of, well, you and the effects, if there's anybody that can convey that they are being erased from time and existence, it's totally you.
Yeah.
Because he does have that wonderful face.
He does.
Because I rewatched when he was erased from season 1, of that look of like, ah.
Yeah. He looks like he has experience getting erased from time and space.
These things. So that's what I meant with that. And he liked that.
Yeah.
Sorry in the fact that I comment a lot on Matt Lesher's stuff.
Yeah.
In hopes that, he'll talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, we all do that.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm starting to get at that point.
Yeah.
Where, like with any of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'll pop something in there. But, not obsessively commenting in the full purpose that they will see it.
Yeah.
With Matt Lesher, it's starting to get to that point. So I apologize, Matt Lesher.
And sometimes it's their fault, because on my personal Twitter page, I'll follow things like the show's Great Indoors and stuff like that, and they'll live tweet. Yeah. So they'll like and they'll retweet and comment and stuff like that. And so all of a sudden, we get this thing in our head that goes, oh, they're our friends now. So we just keep going, and it's like, oh, they've got 11 billion things coming at them. And yeah.
The only thing that I wish he would see, and I think he does, I think he's just electing not to answer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Matt Lesher, will you come to a con? I want you to sign my pop figure. I just hope you see that one. I just hope you do.
And his agent is saying, shh, don't say anything.
Yes, it's probably,
don't make promises.
Probably. But going to the CW, since we're kind of on the CW, what did you think of iZombie?
I thought that it was a really good episode.
Same.
Yeah.
I will say
I think maybe they came out of the
too strong because
yeah.
I was telling somebody that the first 2 episodes, and I told you this too, and our listeners, that when they ended, I didn't want them to end.
Right.
Like I was like, no.
Yeah.
This one was like, okay,
it's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
It was still a good episode.
Yeah.
But I definitely was ready for it to be over.
Yeah. And I still don't care about Peyton.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand. I can see why she's mad at Ravi and all that, but I'm still Team Ravi. It's...
I don't know if I was here. I might not have been here for the whole Kara Mon-El being lied to, being mad thing. I think I was on.
You were on assignment with that.
I think I was on personal leave for that.
Okay.
But with this one, it's like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get where all the anger is from.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I just don't.
I feel like I need to rewatch the first 2 seasons to see what I've missed. If I'm dating a girl and we break up or whatever, and then I find out that she's sleeping with some zombie who is the big bad guy, sort of thing, that's gonna rub me the wrong way.
However, but I'm not trying to always side with a dude. I don't get the anger from either side.
Right? Yeah. He needs to just
get over it. Like what she told else. Because like what she told to him, we weren't together.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it might rub you the wrong way, but it's not like it was an intentional betrayal.
Right.
Likewise for her.
Yeah.
Can you not see why this bothers him?
Yeah.
And can you be more sympathetic to that? Just a little bit.
At the very end, I understood her anger.
Well, that's... Yeah. But even then, it's like, well, I kind of agree with Ravi in the sense, like, there was no indication that there was going to be reconciliation.
Yeah. Yeah, she just showed up on his doorstep.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing this in reverse order here, but I wanted to take care of the C plots.
But just
first.
It's maybe that plot kind of made it to where I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this episode to be over.
Yeah, that was the drama part in the episode. It's just like that whole C plot didn't need to be in there at all. It's like it didn't move anything else in universe forward.
The one other thing that worries me about the arc they're going on, and like I guess the speed they're going on is they're really downplaying Liv to me.
Yeah.
Like it's almost getting to a point where it's like, does Liv need to be here?
Right. She's just the eye candy.
That's worrisome for me.
Yeah.
From 2 seasons where she's the person. She is the iZombie.
Yeah.
Where now it's like
they're taking the eye out of iZombie.
You're kind of putting her in a background, which kudos for giving more people like Major some time.
Yeah.
But don't forget, you got a star.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what did she even do that was
I can't think
huge
of anything.
for this episode?
Can't think of anything. Other than I enjoyed looking at her.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's like what brain did she eat?
Yoga.
Yeah. But still, it takes the hamsters to run the wheel for a minute to remember that.
Yeah.
It's like,
so,
oh yeah, somebody died.
I'm worried about that, even though it's been entertaining so far. I just hope we don't. Well, I hope by the finale we're not like, what did Liv do?
Right, yeah.
That would be bad.
Was she in this season?
Well, so what do you... Because I don't want to say this episode was filler, per se.
It wasn't, because if you're watching the major part, and if you're watching Clive grow as a character, then it was very important.
And what's going on with Blaine so far?
Yeah, I love the Blaine storyline. If they just did like a little web short and it was just the Blaine stuff from this episode, I would have watched that.
But
even though
it's slowly progressing everything, but unlike the last 2 where it was really setting a lot of stuff up, this one just kind of did the buffer for a minute.
Right. Yeah.
It's like we're still doing stuff, but we're gonna buffer for a minute.
Yeah. But I like that we are seeing more about what's going on within the zombie boot camp area.
That was really interesting. I like that. I like his friend. I hope nothing happens to his friend.
Oh, something's gonna happen.
I know something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
when you have a dance party, and you're not part of the main cast, you're gonna. But kudos for them and I hate them for doing kudos, and I hate them for that.
And I love that Major in like the first and second season was this buff strong guy. We can't get to that level at all as regular Joes, and then we throw him in to boot camp, and you think, oh, well, he's just gonna plow through all this too. No, he sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So it's good seeing.
But I like that his friend was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. We all get used to it."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love the scene where he's introducing him to real brains.
Yeah, the uncut stuff.
I was like, wow, that just sounds really cool.
I know. It's like, I kind of want to do brains now.
But while that was cool, what did Liv do?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, because...
And even, like, the case itself was really more helped out from
the case was horrible.
And
I wanted the girlfriend or whatever she was to be the guilty one. Because we're going to have your business partner who you screwed over dress up as a homeless guy. And when I saw the homeless guy, my first thought was, man, that beard and everything just was fake. Yeah. But I thought bad on the props department for that. It's like, oh, it was fake. Okay.
But even then, very few things Liv did help the case part.
Yeah, it was just a regular cop case.
Yeah. So kudos to Clive. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll see what next week brings for Liv.
Yeah. Hopefully it will bring Liv, and hopefully it'll get Rav out of his little funk here.
It's not fun.
No.
I
liked him being the comic relief.
I like that they're showing range on a character, because you don't want your comic relief to just always be the guy with the jokes.
Yeah. But I think it's gone like 180. It's gone too much to the other side. Because even when he's talking to Blaine about being the guinea pig for the new serum, I mean, he guilts him into it and, is having a little hissy fit in the middle of the lab there.
And then I don't think that's going to end, because he's going to be not very happy with himself.
Yeah.
So
now he just needs to get over Peyton, and
I think the lady that he's shacking up with is a fine-looking woman.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's fine with that. Yeah.
But, it's convenient. Peyton already knows about Zombie World,
Yeah.
Then there's the whole, do I have to tell her?
Yeah. Of course, then we may find out that the new woman is zombie also, but she's hiding it because she doesn't know about this. And
Yeah. That's why she's so into, finding out.
Right, yeah.
Wouldn't be the weirdest thing TV has done.
I know. I like how they subtly trick her into thinking her idea was dumb, though. It's like, no, that couldn't be it. Yeah, that's your argument? And then she falls for it. She's like, oh yeah, no, you're right, that couldn't be it. I guess that was iZombie.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great and sad.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the episode as
I was telling, people, I enjoyed it. But
yeah.
I guess they just started on such a good way.
Yeah. Heaven forbid this is somebody's first season. Because that first 2 episodes, they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to watch this show.
Well, first, heaven forbid that, because they won't even know the characters.
Yeah.
Like, they won't even know that Ravi was the comic relief.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be like, man, this Ravi guy is the worst. I'm never watching him again.
Yeah.
It's like, no, go watch the first seasons.
And, first 2.
He'll be great.
He's wonderful.
You'll hate Major but love Ravi. Now we get to love Major and hate Ravi.
Oh, God, Major is the comic relief now.
He is. I didn't think about that.
Oh, no. Yeah. They really did do the switch.
Yeah.
Remember Major in the first season and a half was the
mopey one, yeah.
Oh, no.
I didn't even think about that when I said it.
Oh, no. Oh, please, Ravi.
Fix it, iZombie. Hey, Flash, go into the iZombie universe. Go fix all of this.
Zombie Point.
Yeah, Zombie Point. So, on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was an episode. For those who missed this episode,
just...
shame on you.
Shame. All of the shame.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Where do we start? Fitz is still bad.
Yeah.
But, so, one of the things I was looking forward to...
Simmons is in denial about it.
Simmons, just like Ravi, you need to get over it.
Yeah.
Just don't kill him, but you need to get over that this Fitz is going to wake up anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there was somebody who woke up I didn't expect to, but we'll get to that. But Simmons, you need to let it go. As you keep reiterating to these this people in a program, this is a fake world. Yet you're treating Fitz like it's the real one.
Right, yeah.
So pick a side.
Yeah, if you know he's fake, then
just stop Ward from doing. Just at least stop Ward from shooting him.
Right.
Because then that makes it real.
Yeah.
Other than that,
don't
get out.
Yeah.
Have a talk with him when you get out.
Yeah.
We're all cool. Just it started to get a little like, okay, come on, you gotta let this go.
Yeah.
We get more Mack.
We do get more Mack.
That was great.
And I like seeing Mack back as a newbie in this, because it reminds me of when he first came onto the show. He's looking for stuff to do. He's looking to help out, even though he's not quite a member yet.
It's just going to be so sad.
Oh, I know.
I don't know where they're going to roll with that with Mack. But
yeah.
Because I think we said this last week. Unlike the others, Mack is still the same guy in the framework.
Right.
He just has a daughter this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike Fitz and May and Coulson, they changed drastically.
Yeah.
But Mack's Mack.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's gonna want to go.
No, I mean I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to.
Yeah, and I don't know I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and when they're in that bunker and Simmons is looking at Mack and Hope, I actually shed tears watching that because I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. I know the framework won't last forever.
Yeah,
and you're eventually coming out of that, and you're gonna have it worse than anybody else.
Like right now, Fitz and Mack are gonna be heavily affected by this.
Yeah. But at least there's, therapy and stuff for Fitz.
Yeah.
Getting over having a daughter, then not having a daughter, then having a daughter again, then not having it.
Yeah.
That's going to mess him up.
Yeah. That's terrible. And you yourself.
Oh, yeah. Having a daughter myself, I was like, that's why I shed tears during that part, because I'm like, I can't imagine having that happen.
That's, wow.
Yeah. And then nobody outside of the framework's going to know that happened, so he's going to look like some depressed freak.
The only people that are going to know is his teammates.
Yeah.
And
how do you go into a therapist's office with that? It's like, well, I was put in this framework. Now let me explain the framework to you and, how this screwed me up.
The other thing I would like Simmons to get over is that's not Ward. That's not your Ward.
Exactly.
Stop hating Ward.
Stop blaming him for what other real Ward did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. I just want to say, leave him. I want to be that guy from YouTube. Leave him alone.
Leave Ward alone.
Leave Ward alone. Leave Framework Ward alone.
That's just Brett Dalton, man.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
He's not Hive.
Leave him alone.
Ratcliffe even knew that.
Exactly. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Just every time she just gives us the death glare, it's like, okay, by God, you gotta stop.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, if you know this is all fake,
yes, and you keep telling
roll
people,
with that.
And you keep telling people.
Yeah, you told Ward he's fake, basically. So.
Yes, and he apologized. For something he didn't do.
Yeah,
but he was like, you know what? You seem really you are carrying a lot of anger towards me, so I'm sorry for whatever.
No clue what other Ward did, but yeah, I'm sorry for it.
Yeah,
yeah.
What else does Simmons do? Is there anything else I want to talk about Simmons with?
Yeah, Simmons was not the most likable character in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I like that because, again, that shows range.
Yeah.
And because I was up late last night and an episode came on one of the other network channels, a repeat from end of season 2, I think, and seeing young Simmons there all innocent and it's like, yeah, no, this is
there is
totally
range,
different
but
character.
I just hope she understands her words.
Oh yeah, she needs to get out of it. She doesn't need to stay like that.
Yeah. Just
because she's gonna be mad with everybody when she gets out of the framework. So.
Let's see. Easter eggs.
Yes.
So Mr. Hyde's formula.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole bit of peppermint thing.
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
And the scientist guy, the one that Simmons worked with at Hydra in season 2.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He came back. I was like, yay. And
what about the big comeback? Trump lose! Yes. Yeah.
This is the day and age where social media sometimes works against us.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like me, I don't get to watch it immediately.
Did my wife ruin it for you?
No, he did.
Okay.
No, he did. Because I was on Instagram, and he posted a lot, including pictures of him with the cast. It's like, well, clearly there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And if not only that, when they did, you remember when Deathblock came back in season 2?
Mm-hmm.
You had no idea.
Right.
And then they credited him at the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that for Trip. They credited him at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. So even if I didn't get ruined by BJ Britt himself, the credits did.
Yeah.
Because it says right there, BJ Britt.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it makes me happy, but it's like, well, there goes the surprise.
Right. Yeah.
So this inside man, I was like, well, clearly it's probably Trip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I was trying to do with my semi-live tweeting. I was trying to keep everything nice and spoiler free there. So why is he there, and how is he there? Is the question.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Why? What?
Who brought him there?
What? I don't understand.
Everybody who's not directly plugged in that room has to be brought in there somehow.
Yeah, but Ward's there.
Yeah.
So,
which we assume is because of Daisy.
well, everybody has memories of Trip.
Yeah. But I mean, do you think somebody specific, he's there for a specific reason?
I didn't think into this other than just a nice throwback.
Oh. The actor needed money, so they...
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know where you're getting at, sir.
And do you think he'll survive Framework?
I mean, maybe not, but he's
you know-
already dead. So.
No, that's what I'm saying. So anybody who is dead in the real world can easily be killed off in the Framework because it won't affect the real world.
I mean, you know...
Maybe I put too much thought into this.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think it's... I look at it the same way as Ward. Well, he's already dead, so if he dies here...
Yeah.
It's just what Simmons keeps saying, you're a bunch of zeros and ones.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at Trip. It's just... you got... listeners, obviously, this is not a planned confusion.
Yeah.
The beard has honestly confused me.
My wife kind of had the same answer when I was asking her about it. I think sometimes I put too much thought into.
I think for Trip you did. I think Trip is just a nice throwback.
And now the Marvel writers are going, "Oh, we could have done something with that."
I mean, you know, if it means that Trip is hooked up somewhere, that's wonderful. But we saw him disintegrate.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think he'll come back outside the framework.
I think. Going with that, I'm going to jump towards fan speculation that if they could and really wanted to, they could bring people like Ward and Trip back.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Well, you know, if it is a computer program, we are making life models.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the weirdest thing that they save that Ward.
But if they didn't, and the Ward that they're using is based off of the memories of everybody else, he won't be real Ward.
No, I meant like take Framework Ward and put him in a life model.
No, that's what I mean, though. Yeah. But if the Framework Ward is composed of other people's thoughts and memories about him and not from his own brain, like they did Life Model May, then the Ward they bring back won't be. I mean, I know that everybody will be happy to have Brett Dalton back.
I'll be happy to have Good Guy Ward.
Yeah.
Essentially, I don't think it's the weirdest thing that they can bring Good Guy Ward to the real world.
Yeah, no, I completely agree that they could and should do something like that. I mean, Brett Dalton's got a huge following.
Yes. And it would be nice to us because I really like Good Guy Ward.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the edge that we liked about Evil Ward, but he's good.
Yeah.
And they are a man down now.
Yeah.
So going to that.
So you want to go straight into the big thing?
Well, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So the big thing we got, and I should have known because there was a lot of the Patriot in the episode.
Yeah.
There was a lot. And
but I just want to say I found our episode from 2 months ago when the little title card that I used for it was from the Patriot. So I called him being the Patriot months ago.
Nice.
Totally caught it. And that's the tweet that he liked. That's when I mentioned that.
Oh, nice. So, but I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So, listeners, he sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
And he died in the framework.
From a falling building.
That he held up to save a young child.
Right.
And, well, everybody else too. But
so let's rewind back to the first episode where we meet the director.
Yeah.
And that picture in his background finally came to mean something good instead of just an accidental picture that was taken.
Like, he did it.
Yeah.
Like, we learn that I guess we assume maybe a regret from Mace in the real world is that he's not really a hero.
Right.
And it was really cool in these 2 episodes to witness him as the hero he probably wanted to be. And
as far as we can tell from surmise from what he was saying, a real Inhuman.
But I think more than being Inhuman, he wanted to be like the guy.
Right.
But unfortunately, when sometimes you're the hero, you have to make really bad, not bad, but harsh calls.
Yeah. Yeah, and if that means...
Life and death calls.
And I love the fact... One thing I love about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though it is a quote-unquote comic book movie, comic book show, they bring the filing cabinet over there to hold up the steel beam of a falling building, and he's like, no, that's not going to work.
Yep.
Because no, that will not work. That wouldn't have held it for a second.
Yes.
And they all would have been crushed.
Yes.
So I like that they throw in stuff like that.
It needed to be him.
Yeah.
And that was really heartbreaking.
Yeah. But it's what helped May
Yes.
do that little change around there.
So May was injected essentially with what Kyle MacLachlan used to get superpowers, minus the ugly part.
Right, yeah. When she started kind of, bubbling there, I was wondering what they were going to do with that.
But no, she just internally roided out.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty interesting fight between her and Mace.
Yeah, I didn't know that I wanted to see an Agent Mace fight before I saw that, but I was like, I've always wanted to see this.
But that was such a good line, because as we learn with May, in this world, she is loyal to Hydra.
Yes.
She eats the lies that they give out. And when she's defeated by Mace, she looks at him and says, you're a terrorist, you're a thug.
Yeah.
And he says, if I were those things, you'd be dead. And walks away. And I was like, wow. I think that's the first time it really clicked in her mind.
Yeah. And I've got to say, to the props department here, I love how 99.9% of the special effects were awesome in this episode. But that wall that she had thrown into could not have looked more fake if it was unpainted polystyrene. I was like, wow, that's like Star Trek original season special effects there. But it did not take away from the show at all for me, or the fight.
But she was still at Hydra at that moment.
Yeah.
And she asked Madam Hydra and Fitz, and they basically said, you know what? We don't need that building.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately what got Mace in the predicament he came in.
Yep.
And May came in, guns blazing, and Ward and them said, oh, that was a good Coulson moment too. Yeah. I love that line. It's like, either shoot us or help us, but don't just stand there.
Yeah. Because that's something that real world Coulson would say there.
Exactly. I felt he was there. Yeah. And she didn't really do much, but it was enough to see, like...
Well, she stopped shooting.
She didn't... Yeah.
Yeah.
She at least assisted people in getting out.
Right.
But it was that moment where we saw May again. The real May.
Yeah. Well, because she realized there were children in there, and, she thought it was just, a bunch of adults. Or,
we don't care about them.
Right, yeah. But adults die.
But Madam Hydra is openly firing on children.
Right.
And that's not cool.
Yeah, and that harkens back to what put May in her situation. The regret she had was not being able to save a child. Yes. So you have all these children that you're not saving, so you got to do that.
Yeah. And it changed her.
It did.
But not before we found... It's so weird. We've been in the framework now for this past 3 episodes. Yeah. So when they went back to the real world, we're like...
Yeah, I was
my eyes.
I didn't know what was going on there for a minute. I was like, why did Madam Hydra change out of... Oh, that's Ada.
Yeah, this is the real world.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the real world scene was to illustrate that Mace is gone.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one little, heart tick to come up. It's like, no, come on, just... And she even waited there for a minute, just, thinking, maybe?
But no.
Yeah.
Mace is gone, and, this whole season, we've had our ups and downs with Mace.
Mm-hmm. But they waited for us to love him.
They do.
They did. Yeah.
Darn you, Whedon.
Right.
You're not Joss, but you're...
It's in his blood.
I see where you learned these things.
Yeah.
You clearly had talks.
Yeah.
But, R.I.P.
I could just see Joss, coming in the writing room, every meeting, be like, kill anybody off yet? No.
Or when they finally wrote the episode, he's just like, excellent.
Yeah. You've done well, my child.
Excellent.
Yeah. Little devil horns pop up.
But... R.I.P. Mace.
Yeah.
I didn't know I would miss Mace until, and then I don't get Mace.
Then when they did that, my second thought after, missing Mace already was, okay, they can kill off everybody. Yeah. Now, if they can...
Because last week when they shot Agnes, it was like, well, that's shocking that Fitz would kill somebody. Yeah. But Agnes is already dead.
And all the extras that are just ones and zeros, oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, and Agnes is already dead. Yeah. So, while it's sad, but there's no real repercussion.
Yeah, and also we didn't know Agnes really.
Not really. Yeah. We just knew she was a very sad woman.
Yeah.
But this one,
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah.
This is real.
It's like, okay, if they can kill off Mace, even though he wasn't one of the original main characters,
Yeah.
nobody is safe anymore.
I am wondering what is going to happen to everybody else. Like, really, every season, I always think, who's going to bite it?
Right.
Because they could kill a real, regular person.
Yeah. Yeah, because until they started getting, like, Lincoln and Ward, the main people never really died off.
Like, really, up until that point, the biggest death we had was, like, the first Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
And Trip.
Yeah.
But, yeah, until Lincoln and Ward was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Those...
It's like, oh, yeah, this is written by Whedon.
Yep. So, before we get to May and the last scene...
Yeah.
So So I had a prediction where Fitz's main regret was not telling Simmons that he loved her.
Right.
And maybe when she got killed at the academy, that sparked the evil Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I could have saw that.
Yeah.
That is not what happened. That goes beyond Simmons.
Yeah.
Way beyond. I'm wondering if he even knew who Simmons is, because we got hints that he might, but he never outrightly shows anything to her.
Right.
Or, like, shows a reaction when he sees a picture. Or her...
Besides the fact that he thought she was dead because the computer said she was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we meet Fitz's father, played by David O'Hara, who's a wonderful character actor.
Yeah, he is.
Who, if you've seen him in a movie, you know he's there, because he has a highly distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my lovely wife. I love her. I really do. She looks over at me and she goes, "Is that Whitecliffe?" No.
Wait, what?
No. I was like, no.
Wait, what?
Whitecliffe?
Radcliffe?
No. Not Whitecliffe. Hydra guy. Whitehall, yeah. And that's what she said the name right. I'm mixing up my Scots now. So, yeah, I just looked at her, I was like, no, that's Fitz's dad.
No, that's not.
Do you hear the brooding Scottish accent?
He's been in a lot of shows and movies I've seen, and he's got a very distinctive voice. Sometimes I might not even know what he looks like, but when he talks, I was like, oh, hey, that guy?
Yeah.
And we learn that Fitz's real regret, which is an interesting one, because most of the other people in the framework can tie into, like, a moment where Fitz seems predestined for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because we learn bits and pieces throughout knowing the character that he grew up with just his mom.
Yeah.
His dad was never around.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, Ada flipped that around. That he grew up with his dad.
Right.
And that's what makes him.
Yeah, because LMD Ratcliffe was trying to get some information about his dad and trying to get him to talk about it. He just shut him down.
Yeah.
So we really didn't get too much. We just knew he was not a good dude.
Yeah. And, well, no, he is not.
No.
Just the moments where, like, in any other type of father-son TV show moment when, he's opening up to his dad, and his dad says, that's the kind of weakness that your mother showed.
Yeah.
Like, I see your mother in here. It's like, whoa,
yep,
there's a reason why you are...
I see why she left you.
And I can see why you are the doctor, not lovable Fitz.
Right. Yeah, and he's very proud about being the doctor, too, because he's like, no, it is doctor.
But it's just one of those moments where it's like, wow, Ada has something for Fitz.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even give him a chance to live a moment. Yeah. Or live, like, a life before that moment. Like, that moment was... But in the framework world, you were born with that moment.
Well, because it seems like, as a whole, Fitz doesn't really live a life of regrets. He hasn't had to save a child from being killed. Yeah. He hasn't had to do all these, great be a hero like Mace, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, she had to hit him hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Yeah.
But going to May now.
Yes.
But before that, it ties into that. So, Sky.
Yes.
Kind of started getting used to calling her Sky again.
Yeah.
Sky is still locked up and being beaten badly.
Yeah.
Like...
And all she asked for was a manicure and pedicure.
Yeah. But the makeup they used for her beating is like, wow, they're really nailing her.
Yes. Yeah. What they didn't spend on brick wall budget, they spent on makeup.
To make her look, wow.
Yeah, it's like, did they actually beat you up, Chloe? Tell us.
Yeah.
We'll help you.
Do you need to talk to somebody?
Yeah.
You can tell me. Where show me on the doll.
Yeah.
Where did they touch you?
Yeah.
But her next door cellmate is Radcliffe.
Yeah.
And
in the most convenient trope, there
Yep.
it is right there, because there's that little air
Yep.
grate down at the bottom where they can talk to each other.
But Radcliffe is really John Hannah is doing a great job just filling that remorse and sadness and that notion that he has nothing left really of Radcliffe. Like when they gave him food, like he had just went nuts after that.
Well, he said it tastes like tofu.
But again, he really is. Like, what's the point? Like, what is the... I like how he's just like, if you're going to do it, just do it. Why am I here? Type thing. And he has a heart-to-heart with this guy. And
I love how they do that.
And in this heart-to-heart, he tells her how to get out. Yeah. But we don't know.
Because the back door is in the fade to black.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you did it that way.
Yep. So... that's obviously going to be a surprise of where they're going to have to go. Yeah. Which I can't wait.
And Marvel's good at surprising us. So.
They are. Well, where do you think at this point? Because the framework, what they've done with the framework is do really well with like callbacks and Easter eggs. Where do you think the back door is, if you had to guess?
If I had to guess, I honestly don't know. Where are you thinking?
I want to think it's something remote, so... they could do it at he could have done it at the Inhuman camp in the second season.
Afterlife,
yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, if they're all going on, old things that they've done, that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, because that would be a moment of regret for her.
Yeah.
So, it's...
other than that, because...
it's that comedy club where the other Patton Oswalt was bombing.
Oh, yeah. Or Tahiti. Or actual Tahiti.
Actual Tahiti.
Yes. Yeah. I think...
and Coulson's the only one that doesn't want to get on the plane. It's like,
no! That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But, so May, as we now established, has started to have second thoughts on life.
Yep.
But it does make sense, and I like the way you put that her regret in the real world is that she did not save the girl from Bahrain.
Right.
So, to fix that, she did save the girl in Bahrain. But by saving the girl in Bahrain in the framework, a lot more people died.
Yeah, it screws a whole lot of other stuff up.
So, she goes back, she's like, well, my regret now is that I didn't kill that girl in Bahrain.
Right.
And I didn't because I could have saved those people. So, it's a lot of really weird stuff.
It gets complicated.
It does.
Yeah.
But, luckily, she has seen the light.
Yeah.
And I love that scene. She walks into Sky Cell, and she's got that moment like, dear God, what do you want?
Right.
Like, what do you want? You're an Inhuman, right? She's just like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like,
whatever.
What's the point of lying?
And then she holds out a Terrigen crystal. I hope so.
Yeah.
The only thing that I get griped about that is, so May, are you immune to Terrigen?
Right, yeah.
Because this exact same thing happened with Trip.
Yeah.
And he died.
So, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, they need to keep the rules a little straight.
Or is it because you only got one crystal? Whereas like Trip,
I didn't think about that.
Well, I mean that's not a great one, but that's the only
something.
That's the only technical way I can think they can get out of it because Trip kicked a big giant crystal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a little different, but yeah, I didn't think about that. But when she did that, I was thinking, shouldn't she have like a gas mask on or something?
Yeah. But whatever, we got a cool moment.
Yes.
So she has seen the light. We assume she's gonna be a good guy now. I mean, she's giving Quake her powers.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. But then everything's gonna get flipped around in the next episode.
But everybody seems to be closer to what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, Coulson is now. Might as well be Coulson from the real world.
Yeah.
Mack, as we established.
He needs to work on his shot, but
Mack, as we see, has not changed.
Yeah.
Mace
gave it all.
Not a factor anymore.
Yeah.
Sky.
I wasn't sure if you were having a moment or having gas there for Mace.
Yes. May is now going to be close to May. I think Fitz is going to be the toughest one. Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to be able to. I think they're going to have to unplug him from the real world. Yeah. I don't think he's going to go to the back door.
No, I don't think so either. I'm surprised it actually took it May. Surprised it took May this long because as far as personalities go, she wasn't that different because when she was with S.H.I.E.L.D., she was loyal to S.H.I.E.L.D. When she's with Hydra, she's loyal to Hydra.
And they were both hardened people.
Yeah.
In both perspectives.
Yeah. So I like that they're not going through like a 12-episode storyline to get her back out, but I am surprised it took, this long for something to pop at.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss Brett Dalton.
Yeah.
I really hope they find some way to bring him back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're losing too many actors that we like in the show.
Or by next season, if we get a next season.
Yeah.
However,
that's the other thing that has me worried about the framework. Is like they could just kill off everybody and just end the show right there.
I have seen that the ratings have gone up.
Yeah.
For those that care about that. Unfortunately, it's people who give them money.
Yeah.
But I think earlier they did the interview with Marissa and Jed, and they did address it could happen.
Yeah.
And they did, for what they can say, obviously they can't tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wish they can. But they did say that when the season ends, it ends.
Right.
So take that what you will.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I always, since season 1, if you're going to end it, please just, give us an ending.
ABC, let them know that it's ending.
Yeah.
So that we can go out on an actual ending of a story. And
yes.
Don't do like you did with Gallivant and leave us hanging.
Yep. But I will say, as we might cry and be sad and angry if they do something like cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Think of the positives. 4 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And you do realize why they're not in other movies, like the movies, right? Because they're doing the show.
Right.
So if God forbid, if something happens to the show, they could show up.
Like Brett Dalton and Jason Amara, they still exist.
Yes.
They're still real people.
Yes, but as far as like the characters, they don't do the movies because they don't have time.
Right.
So if take out the show, you could see
the Patriot could come into the cinematic universe.
Coulson might come back.
Yeah.
To beat with Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Daisy could fight with Iron Man like people dream of.
Yes.
Just putting it out there.
Or she could go train Squirrel Girl.
She could. Just putting it out there, people. There some very small silver linings.
Yeah.
Possible silver linings should the worst happen to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And also,
I hope it doesn't. But consider there are alternatives.
Yeah, and for a show that came from out of nothing, besides being, okay, here's what's going on behind the scenes of your Marvel movies, to being its own show like it is now. Yeah. I cannot, off the top of my head, think of any other show that's done that.
No.
Yeah, so.
And they had to claw their way to have a fan base.
Yeah.
Because that's why I expected having this thought since season 1. People hated the fact that, why aren't we seeing Iron Man?
Right.
Okay, I would love to have Iron Man in the show. It's not going to happen.
Right.
And they've done such a good job with doing what they can do. And like you said, they took a basic concept, a very thin concept.
Yeah, that should not have made it.
And they have crafted their own show out of it. And 4 seasons, nothing to cry about.
No.
I liked it. I really do think that they're at least going to get one more.
I think so. A nice round 5.
Yeah. But, I always say, should the worst happen, like you said, they could go to other shows.
Yeah.
It might be a stretch to get them there, but the fact that it is a concrete universe and, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
And again, like the Marvel movies and the shows have such a different shooting schedule. So you take one of those equations out, they're free.
Yeah. You look at like Agent Carter, in the Captain America movies wasn't in anything on TV.
Yeah.
Then during the very short run,
yes.
People want to complain that this may be the last season of S.H.I.E.L.D. At least it got 4 seasons.
Yeah. 4 whole seasons, not like
2 half seasons,
not mini-series halfers.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear your complaints.
Yeah,
there. And also I'm a Firefly fan, so I don't want to hear any complaints after 1 season.
Yeah.
It's we'll still see these actors.
I like to think
and
that,
a lot of the characters.
I like to think that they should something like that happen. Like it pings on the radars of the film writers.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see Ward in the cinematic universe.
Well, he's dead.
But weirder things have happened.
Weirder things have happened.
Yeah. They could do a flashback.
They could.
But I mean, we're gonna see Brett Dalton in other things for sure.
Yeah, and should something like that happen, and Quake is free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Especially if the fan base asks for it. It's like, well, obviously we don't have the main outlet, so clearly you've got to give this to us.
And we're getting the Inhumans miniseries, so they have something to work with.
And, it shows that they're not. You can complain. People do complain. Well, the movies are so different, and they're run by the same people, but they are cohesively still somewhat the same company.
Yeah.
And if fans want it, they have been pretty good at delivering.
Yeah, and
like I said, the Inhumans, like that was a movie, didn't fall through, but they're like, we're not going to give up on it,
right?
And
where DC is like, we'll just throw it away.
Yeah, and they might not give up on the movie. They're just going to put this out there like this first.
Yeah, and also I had some.
And I mean, I know as some of you are thinking, I know they gave up on Agent Carter, but
yeah.
But realistically, the story was thinning.
It was.
And it was really only the novelty of seeing Haley Atwell kick ass.
Right.
But as far as story goes, it was really thinning.
That actually reminded me of what I was about to say. So let's say we get a season 5 that we can either get a season 5 that wraps everything up and gives us a nice storybook ending to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. story here, or we can keep going and have a season 6, 7, 8, and 9 that really suck and destroy the characters. Which would you rather see?
5, man.
Yeah.
5.
And that's what I think a lot of fans don't think about. It's like, you have these stories, but you don't want to just have a whole season of filler.
Yeah.
You don't want season 7 of Buffy.
Yeah. I mean, 5, man. And again, I don't want it to end, but if it could mean different things, bigger things, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like when they were speculating that maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could be in Ultron or Civil War, but the TV and movie departments don't, they're not on Facebook Messenger going, oh, what are you doing with this? These scripts are made sometime in weird timelines of each other, and they shoot at odd points, like so I mean, if that means like, oh, we don't have to worry about Quake's timeline. Hey, do you want to put her in this movie? Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, she's obviously not doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because in the show, it's like, well, we can't put her in this movie because what if something happens? They don't address it on the show, and then we have a big continuity problem. More than
it's like, what if they kill her off in the show and we don't in the movie, or we kill her off in the movie and they don't in the show? And we've already said that the Marvel universe is connected,
and people there are sites that nitpick every little tiny thing about our timeline.
So if we give them a big thing to nitpick about, then
what are we setting us up for?
Yeah.
So
then we'll just be like DC.
Yep. But other than that, I cannot wait till next week.
Yes.
I really do think
we will have everything to talk about.
We will have to 2-part this show.
Yeah.
I do think that we should group iZombie and Supergirl together, though.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because next week, Robbie will be on both shows.
Yes. I almost forgot about him being in Supergirl.
Yes, so I think we should group those on the first part 1 and then go with Flash Shield.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we'll see y'all next week.